Google and Microsoft are the first big tech companies expected to report earnings after the bell this evening. Joining us now with what to expect is Barton Crockett, Rosenblatt Securities senior analyst. Barton, good morning.
Good morning.
Why don't we start with Microsoft, since everybody seems to sort of pretty much love the story. Seems like you give it a $3 trillion market cap and 33 times PE multiple because you think Microsoft's just going to figure it out. They're in the way of all the big trends that are positive, and they're going to be able to monetize it. What in particular, though, would you be looking for out of this quarter to figure out if they're on track?
Okay. And to be clear, I don't cover Microsoft. We have another analyst who does the software names. But, I think Microsoft is obviously the table setter for cloud computing. And I think the defining kind of player in artificial intelligence. And I think what we're all really kind of curious about is what is the opportunity for anyone to kind of pick up share in cloud-based kind of artificial intelligence computing from Microsoft, which has been really dominant there. And obviously, all of the noise around OpenAI, just very recently, creates a backdrop where if you're ever kind of pick up some share, if you're AWS, if you're Google Cloud, this is when we should see it. So, knock on wood, I think it would be a great backdrop for Alphabet, which reports tonight, if they can accelerate and do, gain a little bit of share relative to Microsoft, which has been tough for everyone to do.
Yeah, now Alphabet, which I know you do cover, do you actually expect that you're going to see net progress there? Because the market's been a little reserved in giving Google credit for being able to exploit all this.
Look, I think that Google's kind of figure it out eventually. I do think they're in a tough place right now where Microsoft has feature set leadership in large language model capabilities. And I think that filters down to people's, usage of the services for cloud computing. So the opportunity is there. I think the capabilities are there. They just need to put it on the field. The fourth quarter, I'm not sure we're going to see it, but I think we'll be looking really closely for some hopeful signs.
And I guess, we're just a couple days away, too, from the rest of these. So Meta right now really has had a journey in terms of, people thinking that they couldn't find their way to all the cost enhancements. And now it feels as if just the momentum, just on the fundamental side, and then stock momentum has taken over. How are they positioned into their numbers?
Well, look, I think we're going through a real seminal change right now in the ad market. Meta has been really powerful. I mean, they're going to put revenue growth up in the fourth quarter, we think, in the over 20% range, like they did in the third quarter. They've been benefiting from these China-based direct retailers, Temu, Shein, advertising, ramping their advertising dramatically. They've been benefiting from investment in AI capabilities that's actually been, we think, resonating, with marketers, help driving, their outsized performance. For Meta, I think the question is not about the fourth quarter, which we think will be great, but what's the sustainability of all these things as we go into next year? And the comparisons get tougher. Will the China direct retail spend continue? Is there a political angle that impacts all of that stuff? With Trump talking about tariffs. So the setup, we think, is great for the fourth quarter. The question mark is as we go into next year.
And if you look across the big ones that you cover, where right now does it seem as if the market is underappreciating any of these? If you see that at all, because it feels as if we've been giving a lot of credit to these companies for basically being leaders.
Yeah, look, these companies, their stocks have generally done great. I think the market understands that these are strong companies. I still think you can continue to ride greatness. So I think that Alphabet tonight should have some acceleration in search, should have some acceleration in YouTube against easier compares. I think that Amazon coming up in a couple of days is kind of trend really well on e-commerce. I think it's got, acceleration in cloud that we're not going to see at Google, but I think we will see it at AWS. So those are two players that I think definitely you want to have some exposure to in this earnings season.